Hello, good evening, and welcome to Questions of Yalpelor. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Questions of Yalpelor. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Questions of Yalpelor. Yalpelor, 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 Yalpelor. Yalpelor, 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 Yalpelor.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Questions of Yalpelor. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Questions of Yalpelor.
Second verse, same as the first.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Questions of Yalpelor.
Welcome everyone to Questions of Yalpelor. Questions of Yalpelor is a
Pretty
weekly...
sure I covered that.
Wait, sorry, it's the questions of what?
Forget that part.
Welcome.
You already know where you are. This name of the show, which you're already familiar with, is a weekly online improvised adventure game comedy show. My name is Itamar, I'm your host and game master, and I've gathered 4 hilarious improvisers and actors from all over the world to travel through the lands of Yalpelor with me. We have Matt playing Grubble Bumblin Esquire, a quarterling bubblemancer, desperately seeking to reclaim his family fortune. We have Jada playing Triss, a nebulous summoning who's only recently gained sentience, now gleefully exploring life in Yalpelor with her new friends. We have Talia playing Aklis Darkmoor, a traveling death knight with an ancestral sword and lots of family history. And we have Trent playing Dirt Hotbelly. His father is an angel, his mother is a volcano, and he's 100% half rock body. These players are here not just to play their characters. I've asked them to invent and flesh out details in the game world, play out their characters, segue into unexpected scenes, and all in all make my job as game master more interesting and chaotic than it ought to be. The game system we're using is Macchiato Monsters. It's a lightweight, old-school game in the style of Dungeons & Dragons. We're using assets and creations by all sorts of awesome fans and artists from all over the web. If you're interested in any of the images and sounds you're seeing on stream, scroll down below the video to see a full list of the awesome creative people and check them out for yourself. And now, it is time for a word from our sponsor. Hit it.
So a few weeks ago, I came up with a great new app called Yalp. But now I have another new app. What? So the outside world is a scary place because of invisible death. So I don't go outside very much, and I tend to stay home, and I don't meet new people. Is this the same for you?
Is that a bad thing?
Yes.
Well, maybe you should get Acquaintanster. Yes, Acquaintanster is a new app where you can make new acquaintances and talk about superficial and surface level things without going into any real emotional depth or connection. And what about the people who you work with? That's right, we have Colleaguester. That's right, Colleaguester for that. What a cooler moment where you have to awkwardly say a thing.
What if I'm looking for someone that I want to have a platonic nap with?
I'm afraid we have nothing for you.
Absolutely nothing.
Napster was taken, so.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. That was awesome. That actually sounds really useful, and I think I'm gonna get it set up with it very soon.
But I don't want more people in my life. That sounds exhausting.
Oh.
But you don't have to have any meaningful connection with them.
No
So there's a level of just, it's sort of strangers without the danger still on your computer.
Exactly.
So it's this.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. It's the non-committed relationship that we have with each other. Yeah.
Oh, we were friends.
More like virtual colleagues.
I have other relationships outside of this.
You're one of my relationships outside of work. I mean this. I mean,
That's true. Yeah, we are. If you've ever wondered, are these people friends outside of the show? Your answer is perhaps. The app though sounds wonderful, so I'm definitely gonna get it. Thank you. That was awesome. I think we are ready to begin. And we shall in just a second. So let's remind ourselves a little bit about what happened last time. A quite impressive fight which was decisively won by the heroes against the witch, Buriaba, sorry. I accidentally said the name that it was based on from the actual movie. But no, it was Buriaba. And her hut on 4 grabbit feet, as well as for a short while one of her animal servants, Hippodillo. So you dispatched them quite handily, a lot more easily than I thought, especially the hut, which was a very dangerous opponent.
Because we're so good at cooperating.
That's true.
And,
yeah, that's true.
We
You
fight
looted.
alongside each other.
You looted the hut. I will remind you, you have now 2 items from the hut that is supposed to be written, are supposed to be written in your character sheets. Make sure you remind yourselves of what you found. Talia and Matt.
I have a cauldron,
of you.
which I'm not sure what to do with, but I have it.
Or was it Talia and Matt? I think it was Talia and Matt.
No, it was Trent.
Oh, Talia and Trent, yeah. So, Aklis and Gert, the 2 of you were there. Make sure you refresh yourself with what it is, because some of these are still a mystery. You don't know exactly what you're capable of doing with these items. Maybe you would want to research it. I want you to not forget it. We finished after you already had some time to go and make sure that Hippodillo took care of the Snape, who was caged next to the witch's normal living area with the hut. And you said goodbye to him. You said goodbye to his sisteress, I think, if I remember correctly, and...
No, we hadn't said goodbye to his sisteress yet. We actually hadn't gone to get Marigold.
Oh, right, that's right.
Or his sisteress, or that
he was still there. He was still, eventually you said goodbye to Hippodillo, and now you're walking, you're making your way back towards where you left Wilk and Marigold. So, as you're walking through the swamp, the swampy jungle,
Or the jungly swamp.
or the jungly swamp, I gotta admit, I'm getting more and more worried that somebody's gonna fact check me and just like at some point like be really really angry in chat saying this kind of climate doesn't exist, it's impossible.
Oh yeah, that's exactly the sort of people who comprise our fan base.
Exactly, I think so. Mostly angry people who look for realistic fantasy.
Oh, that's right. Sit Still Behave remembers what happened. We forgot that Dirt sent Lohi to go get Marigold, and
that was what Dirt
and
found. Yeah, found in the hut something that allowed you, the dragon scale that allowed you to communicate with Lohi in a way that allows you to get information from his senses. So yeah, she assures us that she's not angry. It allowed you to find the place where you left them behind. There was almost an accident with what's his name, with Hiss, who, if I remember correctly, almost devoured Lohi while you were on the way there. Right? There was something like that happened. But now you've gotten there and you're safe and you're all together. Yeah, Trent, go ahead.
I don't remember where I embedded the dragon scale in my body.
Ooh, yeah, one of your fingers
On your butt.
I thought it was like
it was supposed to be on your ring finger, and you were like, so then you have like a jewel on your ring finger, is what you said. But I like butt.
Tramp stamp.
Then you'd be talking out of your butt.
Let's do it on my finger, but it only activates when I put my finger in my butt.
There you go.
Finger in your mouth. Okay.
Sure.
Did I miss? Oh, finger in my butt. Okay, cool. Sure.
No, Mar, you were right.
Am I right? Was that the right thing to? Was any of that the right thing to say? I doubt
puts
it.
his finger
Hard to
where
tell.
the sun does not shine.
Yeah.
Inside his
His
mouth.
mouth.
Okay. So you're there, and I think it's time to say goodbye to Hiss. Let's see if anyone wants to say something to him. He's very thankful, and as far as he's concerned, you saved the day, and his kin not really family. He doesn't have a close family of sorts, as he's a snake. But his kin, the animals.
Snakes have families.
Yeah, and you said that we were going to help his clan.
The snakes like him who live in the area. Yeah, I don't know if I would go so far to say that they're a clan or a family, although they're probably most related, mostly. But anyway, he does feel responsible to protect them. He did fear for his own safety and for many of the other animals in the jungle, because he knew that he doesn't want to live in a place where these things happen, even if it doesn't touch him personally.
A snake like him. Oh, wow, oh, wow.
Tris, go ahead.
Data has a question.
Uh-huh.
Did we get a goal because we helped his sisters?
Yeah, I think I told you to write that down.
So we're at 2, correct? I just want
Yeah,
to make
2 out of 5.
2 out of
Yeah,
5.
you're right,
That's
2.
so exciting. I don't think we did it on camera, so that's why I wanted to remind.
Oh.
So if you didn't, then now do as if you do and you're very happy and you're surprised by it.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
Rick, one step closer to leveling up.
Awesome.
We're halfway there.
So who wants to say something to Hiss, if at all?
Well,
Go ahead, Tris.
No, Grubble said something first. I can do my exuberant reaction after.
Grubble.
nice to see you again, Hiss. I hope we get to meet up again sometime later. Alright, bye.
Hiss! There was a hippodillo, and then there was a Grubble hut. Oh, now there's no hut. We jabbed at the hut. And there was so much that happened. And Hiss, we have to go, but are you going to come with us? Or are you going to go somewhere else? What are we going to do?
I think I'll stay here.
Are you going to help the hippodillo? Are you going to be part of the... Are you going to wear the sheriff's badge like the hippodillo and do all of those things?
Is he gonna be hostile to me because I wasn't changed by the witch?
No. If you help him, if you help the other animals that were changed, then that would be good, and then he would be helpful.
Oh, then yes, I will certainly meet him and offer to give help. Thank you, everyone, for helping me. You were very, very helpful. The 4 of you are true friends and heroes of the day. And Wilk is also quite interesting to have a chit-chat with while you wait for the heroes to come back.
Is she?
Yes. Goodbye. And he,
Tris gives Hiss like a really big hug, as much as the smoke can hug.
it means you're up in the air. He's starting to float up, and you're hanging on him.
Well,
pretty
if I
much.
was on Atlas, which is where I generally am at that point, I probably jumped. I may not have made it,
Right.
but I would have tried.
No, I think you caught him in midair, making him flutter and buzz around a little bit with his fins, and. Yes, exactly. He swings around in a large circle in the air before he manages to stabilize, and then gently bring you back down into the earth. Wraps around you for to return the hug, and then flies away safely into the quickly rising dawn, which is the time of the day right now.
We didn't get to sleep, did we?
That's right.
But I met so many new people. I wonder what that means.
So-
I mean, Marigold got to get some sleep, so I might just curl up on the back of the cart and have a snooze. If that's all right with everyone else.
Everyone can sleep, and I can hang out with Marigold and drag Marigold to where we have to go, because we have to find somewhere for the life seed. The one in my the other one, the preserved one, the special one, the sad one.
I understood all of that
That made quite a little sense.
without a night's sleep. So,
You know, I am pretty tired, but I don't know if I... No offense, Tris, I just don't know if I trust, you driving with everyone else asleep. So I could stay with you, and then, we could take turns with the sleeping at the other ones.
Well, I don't sleep, but I always like to spend time with you, and you can tell me more about the mushrooms, and we can play with Lohi, or if you want to sleep, I mean, I guess Wilk and I could probably hang out.
Taking turns seems smart.
Yeah, you can take turns. You can have Triss plus one of you awake, and like at any time of the day, and divide the day into either 3 or 4, depending on whether or not you trust Wilk to be to take one of the shifts. But
Idamar, if that's the case, because this is a new activity and a new thing to drive Marigold, does that also help give Triss back some of their energy?
It does count, but I think new activities doesn't bring your abilities back. It just brings hit points, right? If I remember correctly from the rules that we wrote for that. Let's see, recovery. Yeah, I have it here. And a new kind of experience. Yeah, it just brings back some hit points. The only way to bring your abilities back is to closely watch one of your friends while they're asleep, and do the creepy big eyes thing that you do when they're sleeping. You know what? You might not need to do that for a whole night. Maybe if you just for one of the shifts, you can stay in the cart as well and watch either Atlas or any of the other ones, whoever you choose to watch tonight or today.
I don't think I even have to sleep because I'm not missing any hit points, and I don't have any abilities that I need to recharge. So,
Yeah, missing one night is not that bad. You start to get, just so you know, mechanically speaking, you start to get big like disadvantages, like minuses to many actions when you miss 2 nights of sleep. After 1, you're still capable of going and fighting. You'll have some trouble with some things maybe. Okay.
That was vague.
So mainly fighting will be fine if you miss 1 night of sleep. Some tasks having to do with endurance, you'll still have a harder time. You'll get disadvantage.
Sex.
And
Grebble's already curled up and is going to sleep.
and but then starting the second night of missed sleep, you'll get disadvantage on almost anything. Thinking straight, fighting, holding a sword, running, anything will be harder. Yeah. So that's the general
In that case, if Atlas is planning to stay awake and you know, walk Marigold, I think Triss will probably take turns between talking and enjoying their bestest friend Atlas's company, but also maybe going over to Grubble and like stroking or just observing, and maybe like humming a little bit.
Stroking, you might need to be specific.
Their hair.
Hair,
Triss
thank you.
perhaps don't touch
At the end of that
people.
sentence.
Triss
I mean,
perhaps
only
don't touch
Grubble
people
said
while
exactly,
they're
otherwise
sleeping.
it would just be like watching.
Fair enough. All that sounds lovely, and I'm sure Atlas has a lot to say to Triss when they notice them doing what they're doing. I don't want to spend more time on this because you're going to be walking. I need to ask you an important question, but whatever the answer is, you're probably going to be walking for more than 1 day. So you'll get to sleep tonight anyway, a good night's sleep, and then tomorrow to walk refreshed. So it doesn't really matter that much. It just matters a little bit to how quickly you'll be getting there and how many days. But I do want to know where you're going, or more correctly, how do you find out this place that you're looking for? You have some information about it, but it's not a point on a map, or for that matter, a map at all that you don't have of this area.
But we knew the direction because we knew the direction that we needed to go, because when Triss was up in the tree, there was the left and the right. And so we went to the left, and that's where we found the tree. So now we've backtracked to go to the right, and that's what we're doing now. We're going to the right because that is where we think
So the right is where you already are, where the witch lives. This
yeah,
part
so
of
we're
the
just
forest.
keeping on going because that was what our information
In the
said.
same direction. So the problem with that plan is that visibility is very limited, so you only see a few meters each way, and that means that you're not really exploring the jungle while you're walking through it. You could be walking just right next by to the place that you saw in the image in your head, in the vision, and you won't see it. So you need a little bit more of a way to explore or somehow find this area.
So I think if Grebble's sleeping, Atlas is awake, and we think it's going to take us a while, or just in general, to be fair, I don't think Triss is... I think Triss is like excited and thinks that there's something to do. So I don't know if Dirt's planning to stay awake and Triss is. I think wouldn't we spend some time? Would you, Dirt, like spend time talking to the trees or asking them for information?
I mean, what do you want to know? Like,
I want to know about the place, and Triss will describe it.
so you want me to say that to them?
Well, we're looking for this flat place without a lot of trees, but there's still some trees, and it's part of the canopy, and it's somewhere nice that a little tree seed could retire in, and be happy in, and be comfortable in, and be loved in.
Okay, I think I get it.
This is the
And-
shiny, muddy place, no?
Exactly, it's a shiny, muddy place.
Gribble doesn't say that. Gribble's asleep. Sorry.
Triss remembers that it's a shiny, muddy place.
I'm gonna Dirt's gonna hunker down. He's gonna communicate with the trees and say, so I have a question for you. Where is it that you guys go to die?
So, I'll just one thing before I answer. I think Trent, your mic could be a little bit louder, just a tiny little bit. Turn it up.
Okay.
Yeah. When you're Dirt, for some reason, you're loud enough, but when you're speaking as yourself, you're not. Yeah, you asked that, and the trees around you answer. We do not go to die. We are trees, but we do know where things go to die in general. Animals.
Is it like a muddy place? Like a dirty, muddy place?
Everything here is muddy, my friend.
You three, you sound different than the other ones.
Do I sound
What
different?
kind of a tree are you?
I am a birch.
A birch.
A birch.
Okay, it's pretty cool. I like the way that you say it. I like the way that you're talking.
Well,
Do you?
I am quite surprised that you can talk to me at all.
Oh no, it's okay. I am an earth whisperer. I learned these different kinds of things from different places, and I'm pretty good with languages.
Well, apparently you are. It has been a long time since anyone who could talk to us came through these parts.
Well, I'm sorry to come through your parts without permission, but we're looking. We are looking for the place to plant the seed. It's kind of like well, just hang on a minute. Can you see trees? Can you see things?
We can sense. We do not have eyes.
Okay, so trees, hold up the seed.
Okay. I haven't heard any of that, but sure. And Chris is gonna reach inside of them and move it around a bit. Oh, perfect. And they pull out the preserved life seed in the liquid in the jar.
Okay, trees, can you sense this thing? This is the thing we're trying to put to the ground.
Even before asking, you know the answer. As
talking
long
to
as
the-
it's in the jar.
Talking. But are we talking to the trees or are you talking to Triss?
Dirt is
The tree?
asking the tree right now.
The trees or trees? It's a hilarious joke, but
Thank you.
No, I get it.
Dirt
I
can't
get
tell
it.
you.
Let's have 20 minutes of puns about that. I think that
Please.
you would know before even asking Dirt that the answer is that they cannot sense it as long as it's in the jar. It has to be out and preferably touching them, the root or branch, for them to really feel it.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Is that we have this very special seed in this jar, and we need to know where to put it into the ground so it can become, a little tree like you. Maybe it is a birch, maybe it is a maple, I don't know. But where would be the best place to plant the most important seed in the world?
Well, this is a very fertile earth. Almost any location you find will be sufficient. But you asked about where things go to die.
Yes.
There is somewhere that none of us dare grow around. It is an
Okay.
area that is clear of any of us.
Oh, that sounds like where we're looking. Is it muddy?
It is very muddy. It is in the swamp.
Okay, I think the muddy swamp is what we're looking for. Where is this place? How far are we? Can you show me the way?
Yes, I can show you the way. And a tree showing you a way is not really a compass. It's also not a trail on a map or anything like. It's also not an image because they don't see. It's more like the knowledge of what kind of path to take, which will only be revealed to you as you walk it. So it's like an intuitive knowledge of just which direction to go in. That's basically what it is, which means that you now know that you can just walk in the right direction to get there.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Now I feel like I know the way, but you know, there's...
Hey, it happened! It happened! Oh my lord. Okay. So it was
That was alarming.
it was one of our prepare for that to happen a lot, or at least hopefully. I hope that our viewers enjoy this enough, because this is a way for them to butt in the game. And what happened right now is that the order symbol was invoked, and that means that the chaosometer goes down to 6.
Yes.
And that you next time anyone needs to roll to achieve any kind of action or success in any kind of action, you don't roll. Instead of that, you can choose from the table of the Chaos Surge table anything that's between 1 and 6, or the current, whatever the current score is going to be when you get to that point. Okay, that's gonna be what happens next time anyone does something that requires a roll. There's just not gonna be a roll. You can just choose what happens out of that table. So
Intriguing.
yeah, that's remember that. It's
But
gonna
wait,
be,
that's just the next roll. So if it's like, I trip and fall, roll dexterity. Okay, I'm fine.
yeah. I mean, if
Oh,
that
it's just
happens,
a
and
completely ordinary, unimportant roll.
it could be anything. Yeah, it can be
Okay,
any
it could be. Yeah.
a super dramatic life or death situation, or anything usual, ordinary day to day. It doesn't matter. The next time you need to roll for anything.
Okay.
I mean, you usually don't roll for day-to-day ordinary things, but if you end up doing that, yeah, that'll be relevant. Okay, thank you. For the first time, we've had that experience. Yeah, so you know where you need to
It
go.
was terrifying.
Also, you know that to go there, you need to clear the path again. It's a new day.
Okay, so Therese, I have some good news, but I also have some kind of bad news. So the good news is that I know how to get there. But the bad news is I'm very sleepy. Did not get a chance to go to bed, but you know, I'm wondering if maybe then I should maybe. So what?
You're muted, Jake.
I am muted. That's such a pain in the ass. What I was gonna say is, well, if you want to do it, is it very far? Because maybe I could just go by myself, or with Atlas, or with Grapple, and you could stay with Marigold and Wilk and have it up, and then we could plant it, and it would be good.
No, it's okay. I'll be okay. This is not that hard. There are things that I've done before that are harder than staying awake. I can do it.
So,
Last words.
so, Dirt, where is it before you have a nap?
It's just this way, and I will cast Pathify.
Yeah, sure.
So, yes, sir, or yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. So
Wait, are
when
we
you
still
cast
the
Pathify,
day-
that is going to be a die roll. Sorry, Talia?
I was just asking if we're still the day after the witch, or if it's been like another day.
No, it's still the same day after the witch, the same morning, in fact, because you don't know where to go. So this conversation has to happen in the morning of that day. So, okay, if you cast Pathfinder, first of all, where do the hit points come from? Do you use your inner power or your own hit points?
I'm gonna use Earth.
Use Earth. Nice. You got all of it. So you can pay for the entire cost of the spell. And now, instead of rolling, you're going to get to choose from the Chaos Surge table, which means you're going to have to look at it. So that's...
I think I'm ready to look at the chaos.
yeah.
You can just send it to me.
We've done a whole bunch of rolls now, and I think I'm ready to actually look at the thing.
I'm going to put it up on screen. Players, you can avert your eyes if you don't want to see it, if you still want to be surprised in the future, but Trent, you're going to have to look at it. And I'm going to show you the first 6, although 7 you already know. 7 happened a
I
bunch
could
of times.
almost read that.
Is it too small?
No, it's just blurry because of the zoom. Second win, you fail. No. Weak success. No. Strain. Lamal.
Lame.
Lame.
Lame. Awesome. Your action succeeds and you look super cool. Splash damage, you succeed, but affects none targets.
More targets than you intended.
Bam.
None
You succeed.
targets.
Double. Ooh,
None
can I do
targets.
7 or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, the kill summary is 6 right now. You have to choose one of the first 6.
Why'd you show me 7? That's the one I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do 5.
5. Cool. So describe to us.
Oh, wait, should we ask? Sit still, behave. Which one to do?
Because she invoked.
Yeah.
Sure. It's. I mean, you could do that if you want to. Then.
I'm gonna defer to sit still, behave.
Right. Okay. Oh no. She doesn't want to. Which number do you want to choose?
Do it.
Nah, I think she doesn't want to.
Okay.
Okay, if they don't consent, then you have to pick.
We're gonna go with your.
Nope,
Oh.
they said okay.
There's okay. Which one? Which one do you choose?
6.
6. So
Good
splash
choice.
damage was the choice, which means you succeed. Instead of looking super cool, you affect more targets than you intended. Wow. Okay, that spell, that big magnitude spell, what does that mean when it affects more targets than you
I mean, it's
intend?
Pathify, right? So it
Yeah.
means that there's paths in lots of directions.
Yeah, do we get like 6 different paths that it goes that don't hurt trees?
That you do. Actually, the spell creates a bunch of crisscrossing paths throughout the jungle, or this area of the jungle where it also already like connects into the swamp. Yeah, this path is just gonna stay here, or these paths are gonna stay here and completely change the ecology of the area, probably.
So as it's cast and as they like vein out and whatever, and Triss kind of looks at Dirt confused. Dirt says, "So that we don't get followed."
Perfect. Okay.
I mean, that's actually a good point, because we did get followed before.
I hope the Shim aren't mad.
The Shimsham?
That's the one. I have the Ukrainian group stuck in my head.
I
Oh
mean,
god, they were amazing.
they don't live in this area, but you're sure that if any of them got here, Dirt, you know that they would be very confused. They don't really get angry, but they will be very confused and upset. So yeah, you can walk through the jungle freely.
As we go, I'll explain. So the thing is that none of these paths go directly to the place, but we have to know which ones to turn when, at what time, and which way. And so I know the way, but no one else. But they would have to get pretty good. They'd have to be pretty good guessing to be able to get there. But
Well,
not
perhaps
me.
then you should point the general direction to us, so that if you happen to be asleep or injured, then we know which
There is no
to
way
go.
that's going to happen. I will be awake.
Alright.
Followed by an hour and a half of meandering in the direction you thought you were going until Dirt wakes up again and corrects you. So Eventually, the spell wears off. At night, you go to sleep. As usual, you set up your watch, but nothing. Oops, nothing happens that's alarming or dangerous during the night. And you get up the next morning and you keep going. So now, I want to know a few things. First of all, does anyone have any ability damage? Those abilities, the ones you have in your character sheet and the ones we have on screen here, are they all correct? Are they all the regular maximum value that you have in your abilities?
Remember.
I
Well,
take notes. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, I think Dirt and Grubble had 2 of theirs switched, remember? Because
Yeah, I lowered my strength in exchange for higher dexterity.
dexterity, yeah, we did that.
I'm up to full. I'm not on any damage.
I have
Mine is fine.
And abilities, the abilities are at the maximum value as
yeah,
well. Right?
I have my constitution should be 12, but it's 9.
Well, it's 12 here, so I guess I left it at the maximum, and you should get back a point for every night of sleep you get. So you get a point back now, back up to 10,
Okay.
and then another point the next night you will get, because the next day is again just a day of walking. Whoever is missing abilities, which is Triss, you get all of them back.
Oh, but I was also missing a point of Constitution, which I didn't realize.
Oh, cool. So how much is your constitution on full?
10.
10. Cool. So you go back to 10. You get all of your abilities back. Dirt, have you been missing any hit points?
Yeah.
How many?
6.
6. So you need to roll your hit die. You get 1 hit die back for the first night.
That's just a d6.
Mm-hmm.
I was only missing 1 hit point, so I'll just put that one back on.
Sure. So you get 4 back, and then your Earth die. Is it on a D8 right now? Yeah, I think we saw it's on a D8. So it grows during the night. It grows every day by 1 step, because the forest regrows on your shoulders and your head. So it goes up to a D10. Remember that no matter how much it goes down, it's going to go up 1 step every night of sleep you get. So it's a D10 now, and now you have to cast Pacify again.
Boom.
Cool.
Nice.
Got 8 again. That's awesome. And now you need to roll Wisdom, because the Order effect is gone. You got it. That's another day.
This time it's straight.
It's just one.
Yeah, just one path. Taking you right straight there. Slowly, the path that you're on is leading you less and less through a jungle and more through an actual swamp. It means that there's still a lot of undergrowth, but instead of vibrant trees, healthy trees and bushes and fronds, it becomes an area very clearly of death. Aklis, you feel right at home. Things die here and then get sucked into the ground, into the mud, and then they just stay there for a long time, wallowing in death. And this is exactly the way that it's supposed to go. It's a little stinky. It's very muddy. There's insects and bugs that are crawling on everything and buzzing through the air and landing on your shoulders and arms and heads. And you have to swat and pick them and swat them away all the time. Grubble, yeah.
So you know how you get those little tiny, like, battery-operated fans that make a little breeze?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to use my wind spell just to make a little tiny breeze that's kind of keeping the insects off me.
That is awesome. You definitely can do that. So you create this tiny little whirlwind around your head.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's
Just like spinning on top of my head.
Exactly. And it just creates a breeze, a wind that goes in all directions and engulfs you. And it feels much cooler and nicer. It even counteracts some of the smell.
Gretel, do you want to see Triss freak out?
Triss or trees?
Triss.
Triss! I'd love to see Triss freak out.
Yes, put some bubbles into the little thingy and then they go out like a thing. It'll be like a little party.
So put bubbles above and then they'll all just fly in every direction.
Yes, it's pretty cool. Watch.
Okay.
Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Are they friends?
You're right, that was pretty cool.
All right. Is that the way it ends? Okay. So whether or not you do it again or not, you keep going. The if
Grebble's gonna wait until Triss stops waiting for more, and then he'll do it again. You know, as soon as she's given up on waiting, that's when he does it.
They will not stop. They will just keep staring at Grebble like their eyes
never happen.
Until they're absolutely convinced. Okay, so
and I mean, one eye is gonna be like just constantly looking out.
you keep going throughout the day with periodic stops for managing Triss's excitement about its sudden burst of bubbles from Grubble's direction, and you get to the night again, and again you restore hit points, ability damage, which means you get another point of Constitution, Atlas, from your wound. Which means that you're almost at maximum, and Dirt, you are, you got 1 back. That's where you are, and you need to cast Pacify again.
But doesn't his Earth go up to a D12?
Oh yeah, it goes up to a D12, and then stays at D12. It doesn't grow above D12. So bring it up to a D12, and then roll it again.
Dang it!
You got only 2. You need to pay 6 out of your own hit points.
Ouch! 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 Ouch!
Okay. And roll wisdom. You failed. Do you want to use the chaosometer, the chaos die?
Of course.
Of course you do. Roll a d6, please.
Can I ask how close we are to our destination, since we've been traveling 2 days?
You're gonna get there today. I mean, if you ask Dirt, then Dirt knows that. 4. We had 4 quite a few times already. It's lame. Your action fails and you embarrass yourself. What exactly happened to make you embarrass yourself?
I'm pretty sure that. So instead of the path going on the land, like Dirt looks around and he's just got like a anti-mohawk streak through his tree line, his canopy.
And he's the only one who doesn't see it.
Of course, it's on his head.
Cool. You got no path. Do you cast it again, or do you do something else?
Yeah, I'll cast it again.
Sure.
But first, I'm gonna snack on some lithium.
Good thing it's the tree line and not the underbrush.
Does the underbrush match the canopy?
All right.
Okay, I only healed for 3. Okay, but yeah, I'll do it again. Cast Earth. Wait, did my Earth drop? Yeah, it went down.
So it's down to D10.
Yeah, it's okay. Ain't no thing. Boom! Damn it!
Ooh, shit. Need to pay 6 again and roll wisdom.
Does this spell cost 8?
Yeah.
This spell costs
It's a
8.
very powerful
It's a very powerful spell. Yeah, you got it. Okay. The same comfortable path as yesterday, which you can now walk. After having spent quite a few resources to get there, you manage to start on your path to where you know today, Dirt, you're gonna get there.
I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm kind of fed up of walking through a jungle. I mean, I know it's great that Dirt clears the way for us, but he seems to be getting pretty tired. I'd like to get out of here at some point.
I just
We're
want
not-
to get this seed to its place. I'm feeling really bad. We can go. We should go, but first we have to get the seed where it needs to be.
Yeah. I mean, a few days probably will get you outside of the swamp. You don't backtrack where you already were. You can go just straight to the northwest, and you'll probably be back somewhere within Yalpelor I mean, you are in Yalpelor technically now, but you'll be back where it's going to be more comfortable to draw, to walk with a horse and cart, which you've been dragging with you all this way. So yeah, you are. Actually, Dirt, are you still missing hit points?
I got some back because I ate some meteor shards.
Yeah, I saw that. So how many are you missing right now?
I'm at 13 out of 19.
Out of 19. Okay, so I think Wilk definitely will heal you a little bit, but it does entail listening to her painstakingly consider her options and whether or not she needs to keep praying to the gods and stay with you, and you don't seem to like her. Like, you need to actually listen to her talk for a good hour for that.
Not
so.
worth it. Don't do it,
Yeah.
man.
I thought you would think so. But Dirt seems to be okay with it. You all hear the conversation, of course. Yeah, you got 4 back.
Pretty good.
All right.
It would have been 6, but it was so boring.
And yeah, a little later in the day, it's about noon, the middle of the day. You get there, so there's no, again, because it's very it's very all the vegetation is very thick here, and the visibility is low. It's hard to know exactly what's just right beyond the corner or just coming up next on the path. At some point, just seems like the path opens and ends with an open area, and over there, it's filled with sunlight, and you are you can't even see because you are still in a dark area. The trees above you and all the bushes, they cast a shadow that almost covers the entire path you're on, except for some patches of light which somehow make their way to the ground. So up above, up ahead, it's just a white screen of sunlight that kind of hides everything until you go further and further out. Yeah, you have to cover your eyes a little bit or blink and kind of like make them get them used to the light until you start making out details. And this is a big basin, like a few dozen meters across from one end to the next, slightly like oval shaped, which is surrounded by the swamp, the trees and vegetation of the swamp, like a dark bank of a lake. The mud seems to be very deep in here. It's almost watery in some areas. It's not a safe place to tread, to walk on, or to stand on. You see, all of you, the remains of many dead animals who just died in this mud and were decomposed and left here. The bones and decomposing corpses. And in some places, what looks like even partially preserved corpses of animals who died who knows how long ago, are all kept here, slowly feeding the ground when their bodies very gradually become nutrients that feed the earth underneath them. Other than these corpses' bodies, just bones jutting out, rib cages, and the odd skull, the place is empty. Nothing else here.
I look at Tris and I look at Dirt and I'm like, is this the spot? Is this where we were going?
I didn't think there would be so many dead places. I
Wait,
thought they wanted to be somewhere muddy and safe and retired.
but the thing is, when it grows, because it's like a seed of life, it'll use all of this death and turn it into life again.
What do you
seems
think,
quite a good
Atlas?
spot.
I think this is a lovely place. I would love to grow up here.
Would you? Great. Okay.
So
It's
with
when
that,
I feel like I'm starting to understand you, Atlas, and you say something like that.
What's
With
going
that-
on?
it's adorable.
I mean, you practically grew up in a place like this.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's, the mud looks quite, deadly. So what I'm thinking is maybe we open the jar and then chuck it into
No,
the
no,
center.
no. I have to make sure it's perfect. Besides, I have the miracle grow, and I'm gonna make it grow, and it's gonna be perfect. But maybe someone could help me because the miracle grow is kind of hard for me to pour, and I only want to pour half of it because the other half of it has to go for the other life seed. But it's complicated.
Right. Well, I was about to say maybe I shouldn't go in there, but I do have a spell to make something lighter. So I could.
Or, Atlas, I mean, you like dead places.
I could make Atlas lighter, and then Atlas could practically walk on top of the mud.
You know, Tris, I know that you maybe don't think that this place is very beautiful, but there's something that you should probably understand. You see, from the day we arrive on this planet and blinking, step into the sun, but there's more to see than can ever be seen, and more to do, really, than can ever be, done. So, it's like, there's far too much to take in here.
I agree.
And there's more still to find than can ever be found. But, with the sun rolling high and that sapphire sky, keeps great and small on the endless round in the circle of life. And moves us all.
Third, you're right. I can do this alone.
Oh.
That was your conclusion? Okay.
And with that, Chris is gonna go and give Dirt like a little hug. And then, as much as a summoning can skip, Chris will skip into the middle. And
You absolutely don't care that the ground is too soft or too watery. You can just float, gliding on top of the water, not even touching it, in what is a perfect imitation of a happy little skip that you're just floating to create.
Dirt's gonna turn to Grubble, watching Tris go away, and just say, "I've never seen a king or beast with quite so little hair."
Gravel.
Grebble's gonna put his arms around, one arm around Dirt and the other arm around Atlas, and I'm much shorter, so I'm sort of looking up at them both, and I go, "Look at that! Our little summoning's growing up!"
I grab Grubble's hand, I look Atlas in the eye, and I go, 1, 2, 3!
No,
and
no!
We swing Grubble between us.
I mean, sure.
No, don't!
1, 2, 3!
Mud!
so Tris is skipping and skipping and skipping. But if I'm correct, Itamar,
Yeah.
there is a little, almost like little island of mud, just like a little space, a little.
So there
More
is,
mud
in
than
fact, yeah, and you see it when you go out into the clearing, into the basin. You have to slide down a little bit. Now, your friends, the bank, is a good like 2-3 meters above you, above your head, and you like glide down almost like diagonally into the large pool of mud. And when you go in, just like 10 seconds after you start sliding in, you still not nowhere close to the middle. You hear a sound going, "Stop right there."
Hello, where are you?
Hello. Can you come closer, please, and let me take a look at you?
Where are you?
And out from the far bank, like the opposite side of where you are, or where you came from, and Dirt, Grubble, and Atlas still are, comes this. You all knew that there was a monster writing session this Saturday. This was our stream, and this is one of the ones that was created.
I can see now why the voice was like that. I see the teeth.
Right, the teeth are protruding. They're quite big and sharp.
Is that what workshop in these sessions is? What should this monster sound like? And you trial out some voices.
It sometimes happens. Yeah, sometimes very esoteric details.
It's a lip.
Thesaurus.
We call it a thesaurus.
You have to make sure you have to pretend you're in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Lithothoris.
So yes, it's a thesaurus, and you
Lithothoris.
a thesaurus.
Lithothoris.
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 Lithothoris, and it emerges from the bushes. It's immediately visible, bright green with dots, polka dots, and multicolored dots on covering its body, most of its body. It has a long neck and a long tail that it uses to balance itself, and then it starts wading into the mud. It can't go quite far into the pool because its legs are a little bit too short. But then it stops and it lifts its head quite high up above and starts going into the water. So the head stays just like the Loch Ness Monster, just protrudes out of the water and goes, "Oh, hello there. Hi."
Hi.
Do we see this or just Triss?
Yeah, you see this now. It's gone into
Right
the
there.
pool and you see it going towards Triss.
I draw my sword.
Sorry.
I mean, Transformer goes, "Yeah, let's kill that thing, of course."
Let's,
Transformer's all
wait,
game
what
to kill that.
happens?
Huh?
Hi, my name is your sisteress.
Hi.
2046.
Hey, that's nice to meet you.
What's your name, Lithothoris?
My name is Hydra.
Hi, Hydra.
Hi, Triss. Nice to meet you. So,
I can't even say it.
I gotta say, I don't mean to offend, but you're technically in my territory.
Oh, okay. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Hydra. And you see, I'm here with my friend. Do you see my friend? My friends are up there. Well, acquaintances, colleagues, friends. We're friends. We're the questers. Well, we're the agents of chaos, but also questers. And we just defeated this really, I guess she was mean. It was kind of confusing, but witch. And the thing is, I have been looking for a very long time. We all have for somewhere special for this light seed, because the life seed deserves a home, and it's been so sad. And this looks amazing. Would you like to have a tree?
Oh, I would love to have a tree. There's quite a few around that are in my territory, but if there's one here,
Territory. Sorry.
it could be
Lead tree.
it could.
Well, it'll be a territory in your territory, which is right there in this little island of mud. So it has to go right in the middle.
So, right there, huh? Well, I don't know much about life seeds or witches, but I am interested. Consider my interest piqued.
Well, maybe you'd like to help.
Help.
Your tree too.
Yes, I'd love to help. Yes, but also I'd like to ask for your help in return.
Oh,
Just a little thing.
of course.
Great. Could you please chop my head off?
What?
I'm.
Yes, just chop it off. Transformer literally almost jumps out of your hand when it hears it, right? It almost transforms into a big executioner's axe on its own. It doesn't, but you feel that it wants to do that.
Please hold on, Transformer.
All right.
Your head is beautiful and you're nice, and I'm gonna give you a territory, and I don't.
Oh, it's not so nice, and it's kind of hard to do because it's half submerged in the water. But it kind of turns its head around and shows you the right side of its neck, right next to its jaw, and you see that he has a patch that seems unhealthy there. Something's growing, and it's already I mean, he's quite big, so it's almost like half a meter across from end to end on his neck, and it's now covering him, and you see that when he moves the head aside, like it stretches in a way that seems like it's tender a little bit, and he says, "No, actually, I'm a partially regenerating beast, and if you chop my head off, then it'll just grow right back." And
Atlas!
Yes.
oh, there's more of you?
My friends! See, my friends, the ones that I was telling you about with the Agents of Chaos, and it's very important. The Atlas has a sword, and the sword will help. Atlas!
Yes,
Please come.
I'm right here. What do you need?
I could probably cast the lightning spell on Atlas so that Atlas can not sink into the mud. Does that sound
I
like
could
a good
Nice,
probably
because
just-
getting
I
mud
could-
out of armor is very taxing.
I can just put down a path of lava that could then get hard, and then you could walk on it. So it's just
Said get hard.
I did.
Maybe we don't destroy another person's home, though.
Why don't you just have the and I whistle to the Thorth. Lift the Thorth.
Mm-hmm.
Lift the Thor.
Thorth.
Lift the Thor.
Thorth.
Hey,
Yes.
hey.
Yes.
Why don't you come to us, because it's kind of hard. We don't like to get dirty. I know it seems funny, but Atlas is very particular about their armor.
Not
So
that particular. We've been in dirty places before. I just
So why
wonder
don't-
if there's another option.
it's just I think it would be better for you to come to us, and then we can destroy your head or whatever.
Yes, I mean, it's only temporary. The head is going to grow right back. Let me come and join you. Let's go together to this risk. And he wades slowly through the mud until eventually he starts climbing back out until he reaches you. And yeah, he's revealed again. Even a cover of mud is not enough to cover his vibrant colors. Who in this hour of high noon, because you were standing in a clear space, it's almost too shiny. It's almost hurting the eyes, and from like the sunlight that it reflects. But yeah, he's right there in front of you. He doesn't go into the path where you are. He's a little bit too big for that. But you all see the thing that's growing there on his neck.
Can I try and roll something to see what it is?
To see what
that
that is.
kind of deep pink purple that we can see in the picture?
No, that's just one of the dots. It is on the other side, let's say. So it's not it's not drawn
Is it a
in this
bump?
one. A bump?
Like a
So
lump.
wait, Hydra just has these spots only down its right-hand side and not on its left?
That would be brilliant. Oh my god, maybe that's the case. Maybe it's only on the right-hand side, and it's for some reason the area that the Hydra the Thorith comes from is exactly. So yeah, exactly like Chad is saying, it does now. That's exactly what it is right now.
Is it a lump or a bump?
It's something growing, yes.
Okay, so can I say, hey, do you have a name for that thing?
A name? No, I don't know what that is, but it came.
Oh.
It came from when I was trying to hunt an animal that apparently was thick, and I wanted to eat it.
When you say it was thick,
Thick.
could you clarify?
Like how?
Was it thick with a CK or with two C's?
It was thick. It was astoundingly thick. It was but almost unable to stand. It was so thick, almost unable to stand up.
Like a tree trunk, like really wide.
So thick. Yes.
I think I know what the thing is. I think it's called a cyst. And before we chop it off, I think we should probably give it a name. We should probably call it Trisisteris. It's a pretty long setup for that
Could
one.
we call it this?
A cyst.
Trisisteris.
Aren't we always assisting each other?
Let's call it that. I don't care because it's gonna be gone very soon. You're going to help me chop off my head, right?
Of course.
Might.
All right, thank you.
Like us?
Tris, by the way, is still at the bottom, like still making their way to the dirt. Because at this
Oh.
point, they've done their due diligence.
Sure.
Oh really? So it's just okay. So it's the three of us talking to Hydra, and you're heading down to Plant Seed.
So he's like almost at the top of the rise to where you're standing, but he's slightly still below you. But his neck is long, so he's like right in front of you. Like it's exactly the height of your heads talking to you as if you were just a bunch of people standing in a circle.
What you're telling us is that we chop your head off and it regrows.
Yes, the head regrows in my species.
And how long does that take?
Oh, a few minutes usually.
Oh, really? A few minutes? I was about to ask, how do you eat while you wait? But I guess you just wait 3 minutes.
Oh, it never happened to me, but from stories I heard, you come back mighty hungry.
You've never had your head chopped off?
No, never have.
You've been told it regrows.
Yes.
Who told
Did
you
you
that?
try with anything else, like with your tail or something less important?
Oh no, nothing else regrows.
Nothing else regrows, just the head.
Only the
But
head,
if we
yes.
cut down too far and it's not the head, but like the neck, will that still be okay?
Not sure. So he turns to you, Aklis, because he already decided it's going to be you, and he says, "So just cut right below where that happens. Take another inch,
sword.
just to be Thor, just to be Thor."
And I guess we don't eat the bit that's diseased, right? We don't eat the head. We let the head
Don't eat
sink into
any
the
bit.
swamp.
I don't think that'll be a good idea, because that'll give you exactly what I got.
Right, and I don't regenerate next.
Right, that's true. You won't be able to get rid of it.
I'm just. It's like, have you? Did one of your parents ever lose a head? It's troubling me a little.
Have you seen a head grow back or just heard of it?
I haven't seen it, but my mother told me that was what happened, and she went through it more than once.
Well, I think mothers are quite trustworthy. I think my mother never told me a lie ever in the entire time I spent with her. So I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh, my mother is a very good mother. She always she would never say something that would cause me harm.
Well, I feel much better about it.
Great. So can we do it? And it lowers its head and just puts it almost on the ground between you. I mean, I am letting you go into my home and plant a tree in it, even though I
Very
think
generous of you.
I think the shade that it'll give me is probably going to be very nice for me. Still, I'm letting you do it in the middle of my home.
Yes.
You can hear Tris, they're whistling as they make it just finally onto the little island of dirt.
Yeah, and it's a little raised a mound of earth that just juts out of the water. You can just hop on it, step on it. Anyone, Aklis or Dirt, will be able to stand on that part very easily. And the ground seems super soft. The color is a rich brown that, even for someone like you who's never done a minute of farming or tending a garden in their lives, seems to be just like begging for something to grow out of it.
We have quite beautiful gardens in the manor.
Tris pulls.
Who are
Tris
you talking to,
leans in.
Agnes? Why do you bring that up right now?
Beautiful dead garden.
I suddenly remembered.
Just chop the head off, Atlas.
Tris, let's continue with Tris for a second. What do you do?
Oh, Tris pulls Schlufsa out very awkwardly. So they reach inside of themselves and pull out this enormous, very bulky, bright, like fuchsia pink purple sword, and then they start kind of using it to dig a little hole.
All right. So
Bigger than them.
that takes you a minute or two, but Schlufsa is quite big, and if I remember correctly, your strength is above average, surprisingly. So you
More
can,
than mine.
Yeah, so you can.
Do I roll?
It's a good strength. So
Yeah.
you can.
Do I roll strength?
No, don't need to roll. You can just do it within a minute or two.
Tris is not planning to make an effective hole. They just need like a little bit of a thing because they need to be able to pour the miracle grow in there.
Right, that's true. So yeah, you dig a hole big enough to do that, and then.
And then they reach in and sort of pull, and you see like the top of this little miracle bag, like miracle grow. You can even see the logo. It's like grow, miracle, grow, grow. There's a whole theme song, and they're sort of they're trying and they're pulling at the tab at the top, and then they roll it. No, it's not a d6. poured like a little bit. They managed to get like a little bit of it off, and they poured a little bit into the hole.
Right, and that thing happens, you know, sometimes you pour stuff out of a bag and the bag tips and the whole top of the bag folds and you spill more than you intended. The grainy, very coarse grainy material spills around and creates a small mound of itself, like on top of the seed, and then immediately gets
Chris
wet.
hasn't put the seed in yet.
Oh, sorry. I thought you put the seed in. Sorry, that's my mistake. So there's now a mound of this material. It now the water starts seeping up and starts to like take and make this material like a wet, squelchy thing instead of this
And
dust.
Tris shoves the bag back in. You see little bits of like pellets going into the darkness before they kind of like shove it in, and it gets sucked back in. And then they schloofs it back in, and then they reach inside and dig around a little bit, and then they pull out the preserved life seed.
Yes.
And they pull off the top, and they empty out the liquid. And they whisper inside of the jar, "It's okay. I found you the home you asked for." And then they will tip the jar so they don't touch the life seed because it's not very nice. They will tip the jar into the grayish mound of Miracle Roll in the little hole that they've done.
Roll charisma, please, with advantage. You've been.
You.
You got it. Cool. So yeah, you feel it respond. Your empathy shows that reveals to you that it does hear what you're saying and it does respond to it. You're right where it wants to be, and it's drawn just like you, just looking at this earth, could feel how full of nutrients for a growing thing it could be. So does the seed, probably even more so. So when it falls, it almost seems like it rolls on its own accord through the jar, on the side of the jar, and just like even like hops out a little bit and into the comfortable bed, already mostly wet bed of Miracle Grow that you laid out for it. And it just, there's like a sound, and it just disappears, half disappears inside, just half submerged, and immediately starts growing.
Dirt jabs Grubble in the ribs, and he says, "I can see what's happening."
What?
And they don't have a clue.
Who?
So your conversation is
They'll fall in love, and here's the bottom line. Odds goes down to 2.
Oh.
Rio.
Imagine Dirt just starts singing that voice.
Okay.
Can you plant the seed tonight?
Of life in the air of swamp.
Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for Agnes to do a beheading.
Nervous.
Are you doing it in the next 10 seconds or not?
I say to
Because the neck is actually really thick. Maybe you should transform her into like a proper anime sword.
alright, but what if it doesn't grow
Like
back?
shing shing,
What
like
if it
Cloud's
doesn't grow
sword
back?
from...
Alright, so it sounds like 10 seconds go
I'm
by
hesitating.
without. Exactly. You hesitate a little bit, and your conversation gets interrupted by the following sound.
Uh-oh.
Matt yawning.
This thing, did you hear it? It went by very quickly.
Was it like a
It
dog?
it sounded like some hyenas.
Let me play it again. Let me play. Stop! No more Lion King. It sounds like this. And it really is this quick because that's as long as it takes the tree to grow. Triss, you are flung back into the water with a splash, landing in the pool. You're not floating above. You were just thrown into, and the water is like partially like flowing through you. You're partially.
I'd like to try to
submerged.
dive and catch them.
Let's wait a second with that, because there's a huge tree standing now in the middle of the clearing. It is now not as large as the life tree that you saw back there, but about half as tall and half as big in every dimension. So it is a very big tree, much taller than the short bushes and trees around you in the swamp. And you and you see, you look at it, you expect to see something that's like just a half-size replica of the life tree, but it's not. It is dark. It is a dark green that's almost gray in color. It seems just as lifeless as the seed that you were holding is compared to the living life seed that you picked up from the living tree. And you see the roots growing underneath, starting to drink the water, starting to drink the life from the mud and from the decomposing things, becoming a tree of death. And thriving with the power of dead things that have filled this basin throughout generations upon generations.
You mean mulch?
It's kind
This is in
like
this water?
or like
Well, the-
mulch from living things instead of from
Yeah.
plants, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Something like that.
I love this image of the tree, sort of like all of the roots are straws sucking up the water, and Triss is in the water, and like slowly the water is receding, and you just see eyes like.
Yes.
Wait, so does it feel like the same sort of unbalance we had with the life tree, just opposite?
The life tree, once the seed was removed, didn't feel as bad, and this one doesn't feel bad either.
Okay.
What is it going to grow on its branches, if at all, is another question and might cause trouble down the line.
We'll see.
That's something that you'll need to realize.
But the tree itself right now is okay.
But is literally,
Trees
yeah.
don't kill people.
Okay.
Seeds kill people.
It's actually, it's a very dark tree, almost black. If you were to incorporate a tree in some kind of coat of arms for the family, Atlas, it would definitely be this kind of tree.
No.
Oh! Wow.
Catcliffe.
Actus.
Ket-aclism. Sorry. Let's keep going. So this is a tree of death. And now it's grown. It was 2 seconds. Hydra picks up its head and just curls back like backwards, and then looks at the tree upside down and says, "Oh my, that's definitely gonna give lots of shade for me to sleep and rest under."
If Atlas had chopped your head off, you wouldn't be able to see it yet.
Well, that's true, but then again, as long as they don't, I'm gonna be dead probably quite soon anyway.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Atlas,
What if I tried?
make your
What if I
sword
tried?
into
Sorry, I'm
giant-
drinking candy. What if I tried to chop off the thing on your neck without chopping your head off, because that seems kind of risky.
Triss could always put them to sleep first, and you could do like minute surgery.
Well, it won't grow back in this case, which means that I'll be in great pain and I'll need to heal or to be taken care of somehow. And you seem like you want to be on your way, not to stay here and take care of me until the wound heals.
Oh no, we wouldn't do that.
We could leave with.
But a word of warning: when you do that, make it one clean cut.
Right.
All right?
Yes.
Good. I'm happy that we understand each other. How about we go ahead right now? The sooner you do it, the sooner I can be on my way.
I mean, I'm looking forward to Atlas turning their sword into something absolutely massive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
On the
look
count
at
of
mine.
13. 1,
2, 3.
4,
Transform it into a giant axe.
A giant axe.
5,
Guess.
6,
And
7,
I tell it, Transformer, we need to do this in one clear cut. Are you with me on this?
9.
Yes. I have executed many people and beasts before. I'm ready for one more.
So you know what to do.
Yes.
Just the one cut.
Yep.
11.
Right.
Show me what you're made of. Let's do it.
13.
I do it!
Roll strength with advantage.
Slow motion.
I really hope I don't accidentally kill the thing.
I hope it's like a normal Hydra and gives us 3 heads.
Cool. Double success. Yeah, you made it. So the axe comes down and there's barely resistance as it just chops right through the neck, exactly where you wanted it to, just 2 inches below the tainted area.
Well, that was way too low.
Anyway. Oh, God.
Butts!
This touching and significant moment continues as Hydra's head and a little part of its neck just fall down, just plop down on the ground with a heavy thud. And the rest of its body follows just a second after. It's still on the slope, and the neck plops down on the bank next to you. And then, similarly to what you saw from the tree just a second ago or a minute ago, you see happening from the neck, from the lifeless creature in front of you. It starts growing back up. But this one takes a little longer. It's going to be a few minutes. So what do you do?
Does it look like the head that I just chopped off, or does it look different?
It's still just a neck that's growing.
I'd like to wait and see what happens.
I'd like to get Tris to come back.
Tris is in the water, just staring at the tree, sort of like floating.
Tris, come see, we chopped off Hydra's head.
I don't know. Can Tris hear them anymore?
Sure. Why not?
Whee! Oh no! Wait, what? I'm coming. And Tris does their most effectual, aka ineffectual attempt at breaststroke, though they have neither breasts nor the capacity to stroke.
Okay.
So sort of.
So it's a very gradual floating back until you are on solid enough ground again. Not that it matters for you, but you're having fun while doing it, which is the important thing.
And avoiding all the dead things in the water.
Oh right, yeah. You almost bump into a skull at some point. You have to just bypass it a little bit. You get back eventually. By the time Tris rolls/floats up this towards you, the neck has grown far enough that you can see it forking into 2, and then it's slowly growing 2 heads on the end of 2 necks that have grown from the point
just standing there?
where you he's lying on the ground because he's dead right now, right? He's growing back his head. He can't move or sense anything. But now the heads are growing back.
But he's happy, he's thankful. So you could say he's grateful dead.
Exactly. Yes, he's grateful dead. That's what he is. Yeah, a few minutes after, you will be all standing there in a group in front of Hydra, who wakes up. And with 2 voices, both of them sounding exactly the same, and with the same lisp, and both of them with none of the patch of something rotting or growing on their neck, both look at you. One at Aklis and the other one at Tris, and going, "Hi."
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh.
Are you
Oh.
feeling better?
Much better.
Much
Yes.
better. Yes.
Good.
Okay, so-
Glad to hear it.
Timber, you have a tree, and it's very beautiful. and super different, and it's all. I hope you like it.
I hope so
So,
too.
too.
In fact, I'm going to go and lie down underneath the tree right now.
Now.
Ooh, what are you gonna do with your dead head?
Oh,
Oh.
I will probably just push it into the water.
You should give it to the tree.
That's what I said.
That's why I said.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I haven't been listening this whole time.
I'm not sure I.
What's that?
Oh, the other head doesn't have a lisp. They're identical, except one head doesn't have a lisp.
Because the original, like, one head still has the snaggletooth, but the other one is like fully perfect.
Yes. Perfect. All right. So yeah, he turns and he just gently with his feet, just like with legs, just kicks the head into the water, into the like on the slope. It rolls down and splashes into the mud, where it will slowly decompose and feed the tree.
See, I kind of figured the roots were gonna go after it, but that also works.
I think you see some roots growing and forking in the water, and some of them jut out because it's just so much to eat for the tree, so much to consume, that you see like the body of a large bison-like animal, something big like a cow, a big.
It's a
Yeah.
bison.
It's a water bison. It's a water buffalo, and it just like a root just pierces right through it and juts out from its back, and the animal just in front of your eyes slowly just shrinks and decomposes into a bunch of bones hanging limply on the roots. You see it again. You see, everything forks in this episode. Forking amazing, and that's like slowly the water starts draining, although there's still some water left eventually. This tree is consuming a lot.
I back away from the roots that are getting closer to the side.
And so it says thank you and asks if there's anything else you need.
We're trying to get out.
Yeah, we'd like to head back to.
You know, I would like to go. I'd like to go to someplace. I'd like to go to someplace with civilization. I want to be where the people are.
Well,
I want to see things growing.
sometimes hunters come in, and they seem to come from a civilized area, and they come from the northwest.
That's a tale as old as time.
No, this has been for the past couple of years.
Okay, well, just northwest. Okay, it's not northwest. You're saying, is it? It's northwest.
It's northwest.
Okay, just to clarify.
Glad to help. Glad to make it clear. Thank you very much. You've been a great help, and I understand why you were worried.
Do you want to come with us?
Come with you, but this is
Yes,
my home.
But I can show you the world.
Ooh, I see.
If you
Well-
want-
When did you last let your heart decide?
do you trust me?
It reaches with a massive paw and just bumps against yours, unable to grab. There's no gripping fingers there. I do trust you. I do trust you. And if you ever come back here, know that you can always rest underneath the tree.
Okay.
Although it is still going to be very muddy. So he showed you the direction. He showed you the way. It is straight to the northwest. cutting back instead of going like northeast and north back into the jungle where you met the Shimsham and you went all through your way. You can just go right back to civilized lands, to an area you've never explored before, but it'll be much safer and more comfortable to walk there. And I think that is the end of yet another goal. You've achieved
as we
another
walk off into the
goal.
distance. As we walk off into the distance, you just hear Dirt going, "Hi ho!"
Hi ho.
So mark that you have 3 goals now out of 5. It's most of the way.
I'm shocked that the Hydra wasn't also a goal.
Yeah, it was a bit too easy, I think, to be considered a goal. A bit too easy to achieve.
It was just a supportive measure.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. It didn't really present a challenge to you.
It was a moral challenge.
It was a moral. It's true. It was a. You seem to be racked with doubts.
I was really scared that I would kill it.
Yeah, I understand. Of course.
As we're going, I want to say, and when it's time to find home, we know the way. Away, away, we are explorers reading every sign. We tell the stories of our elders in a never-ending chain. Away, away.
I see what's happening here.
Sorry,
And then as we keep walking,
We're gonna get shut down by Disney.
I didn't sing anything.
and then as we keep going, you can just feel it in your soul. Means no.
Arabian Nights, and that's all for tonight, everyone. Thank you very much for watching.
In Hebrew, I know so much of Aladdin in my heart.
That's enough. Let's say thank you for everyone who watched and everyone who participated in the madness in chat while all this was happening. Thank you for Twitch to not taking us down automatically with the DMCA mechanism that they have in place. Thank you, Matt, for this, for what's going on right now.
Oh,
I see.
Also,
I thought you were checking to see if Twitch is gonna take us down.
Wonderful.
If you start probing.
Let's pretend that not all of us are in underwear right now. Let's pretend that some of us have pants on. I'm planning on pretending.
I'm wearing shorts.
I'm wearing shorts as well.
Sure, they definitely look like shorts, of course. House
Did it look
shorts.
Did it look like
Laundry
I
day
was
shorts
naked
is what
from
they
the
are.
shirt down? Is that what they look like?
Oh, that's
Yeah, a little
true.
bit.
Ooh.
Also, if there was any chance that Disney would
Disney.
Disney would
Disney or
That
Dadney.
Dadney. Yes.
Dadney?
These knees. Actually, it's these knees.
Disney. I
um,
prefer Trent's joke of Disney and Disney Plus.
I thought the middle was Disney Plus.
Jesus, no. Too close to the tainted area.
That's Disney Junior.
Oh God.
That's unfortunate.
Jesus.
I have to go wash my hair.
Yeah.
So let's wrap.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Goodbye.
Come join us on Saturday, because we're going to draw more ridiculous monsters for them to meet like this one. More are going to be created this Saturday night in streams that these players are not allowed to come to. We'll be here next week as usual, 6:30 GMT, 7:30 CET, 8:30 Israel and Finland time. Until then, play hard and stay safe. Good night, everyone.